Am I really going bald? This is super frustrating. Here's my story. So, for the past few months, I noticed that I had patches in my hair. This is where it started. And then it started getting wider. This is how my scalp looked when I took a picture. As you can see, I'm starting to see a lot of spaces in the crown area of my head. And it's getting even wider. This is a recent photo. It is very frustrating because my hair is just getting so thin and I have all these bald patches all over. So I decided to make a power pack treatment that will help with my alopecia. Here's what you need: ginger, and I'm going to be using a yellow onion. So I'm thoroughly washing my ginger and onion. I already knew what caused my hair loss, and I'm specifically using the yellow onion because it has more sulfur in it, and that's just going to help more with my hair growth. And notice I'm only removing the first layer of the onion. I'm not trying to strip down any other layer because most of the nutrients that my hair follicle need is in the outer layer. So just a reminder, don't strip off too much of the outer layer of your onion. Next thing you want to do is chop your onion in small pieces. For this, I'll be using a juicer to juice the juice from my onions and my ginger. Now, you don't have to use a ginger if you don't have one. You can use a regular blender to get the juice and use a cheesecloth to squeeze it from the onion, but don't dispose of the trash that you get because you'll be using that for your oil. So you're going to make your onion juice recipe and also onion oil recipe, and trust me guys, I've been using this on my client. This is something that I've been using on my scalp whenever I have bald patches because it is something that has been coming and going since I had baby, and when I get really stressed then it reoccur, you know. So I'm going to a really stressful ordeal now. I'm even now as I speak to you a little bit depressed, but hey, I trust in God. I know God is going to help me out of this situation. I know that this won't last forever. This too shall pass, and one day I'm going to be triumphant. And you know, sometimes it doesn't have to be anything major. Life in itself can be stressful at times because as it is now, I'm working 2 jobs. I have been studying online, so it's pretty hard. Plus you have a family to manage. I have a child to care for. Hats off to all those women that juggle all of these things and they're still successful and all. I'm still learning how to cope, you know, plus other issues that are really personal that I don't really want to get into. So once I get my onion juice, I'm just going to use a coffee strainer and strain that out just to get rid of these fine pieces. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Just take a look at it. So look right here, that's what I'm trying to get rid of. So as soon as I strain that into my mason jar, which I'll later transfer to a smaller container like a little bottle for better application. So I'm just going to add some cinnamon essential oil to it. I'm going to add about 3 drops or so, 3 to 4 drops. Now for onions, if you really want to mask that smell of the onion, I suggest that you use lavender essential oil. But I'm specifically using cinnamon this trip just because I wanted to detox my scalp as well. And cinnamon is just awesome for that and to boost hair growth as well. Next, I'm just going to add some extra virgin olive oil. And this is pure extra virgin olive oil. And I'm going to be adding a little bit to it, so you can just eyeball it. I'm just adding it based on the amount of mixture that I have. So this is the amount that I'm adding, not much. And then I'm just going to let that cover that and let it sit there and move on to making my onion oil. So this is all the trash that I got from my 1 onion and piece of ginger, and I'm just going to add it to this pot. The pot is already hot, and allow it to evaporate somewhat. So you don't have to let it evaporate, but I'm just trying to get rid of as much liquid as possible out of my oil. So try not to let this burn, guys. Just let it evaporate a while. And before, here's a side note for you. You won't see hair growth within a week or 2 weeks or 3 or 4 weeks of using this. Consistency is key. It does work, but you have to be consistent. You have to be patient, and you can't use this for once per week. So you need to at least use it 3 times per week for it to actually work and massage it into your scalp. So here is what you need for the oil. And guess what? If you skip anything, don't forget your Black Jamaican castor oil. It's really what makes it work, along with the onion and the ginger. I should let you know that you don't have to fry your oil at all. You can use a double boiler method, but I was really tired and I felt extremely lazy, so this is what I did. And notice that I'm only allowing it to sit on the heat for just 5 minutes. So if you choose to do this, don't let it sit on the heat for a prolonged time, and that's why I try to evaporate a lot of the moisture out of it as well. For this oil to work to its full capabilities, if you forget to put any of the ingredients, do not forget the Black Jamaican castor oil. That is really going to help your hair follicles, and that is really going to help your hair to get much thicker and fuller and softer. So once I'm done adding the other ingredients, I'm just going to go ahead and put some more Black Jamaican castor oil just to fill it up a little bit. So this oil lasts me for a while without going bad. With the onion juice, I'm going to demonstrate to you how I use them now that I've made them. With onion juice, basically I use it on my scalp to pre-poo my hair for my wash day. So I did do it overnight, and then I wash it out the next day. With the onion oil, I basically leave it on my scalp like every other night. I put it on my scalp and I leave it on my scalp. Now this one that I'm using, I use a purple onion to make this one. Yeah, but I don't use the purple onion anymore. I use the yellow onion. Not to say that you can't use the purple onion. You can, but I prefer to use the yellow onion. I feel like I get more results from the yellow onion. I'm done. I'm just going to put on my satin bonnet, go to bed, and I'll wash my hair out tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, God bless. Jesus love you. Pray for me.